Hello, my lovelies, and happy March and Pisces season. Just a quick few announcements. I have a new service launching this month. Signups are available now on my website. It's called Siren Gang. As you can see, you get mid-month readings. You get a weekly energy report starting this Sunday, this first Sunday in March, as well as a discount on all my services all the time. Link in the description box if you're interested in that, and you can check it out. Also, the first 3 people to sign up for this service will get one of these 3 charms mailed to them from Gray Baby Gallery. Also, I'm doing a giveaway on my Instagram with Gray Baby Gallery, where if you tag a friend and you follow me and you follow her on Instagram, you will be put in a raffle to win one of the charms you see here. That post is going to go up on March 1st and it will get cut off on the midnight, March 4th. So at _spiritual siren to get in on that, and you might want to turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. Also, for my NYC tri-state area fam, I know a lot of you voted for a weekend in June, but because of Father's Day and all this other stuff, it just wasn't going to happen. So I am coming to you on Sunday, May 27th, which is Memorial Day weekend. I have the venue all booked, and I will definitely be there. I also will be taking private readings on that Saturday and Monday, that Memorial Day. If you want to be the first one to know when those time slots and tickets drop, go to the link below and go to my website and sign up for that email so that you're the first to be notified. All that stuff will be dropping on the spring equinox on March 20th. And lastly, all my California stuff is on sale. Okay, so again, link in the description. I love you all. Let's get into the readings. Alright, Scorpio, so when I first started shuffling your cards, I was getting a pain, like, literally in my left side, like, right under my rib cage and, like, the solar plexus, sacral chakra area. And I just got the message pain in my side, right? And then I had this, like, terrible yawn to let out, and it's pretty early in the day, and I'm a coffee drinker. So it was like, the message I got was you're tired of things or a situation being a pain in your side. It's like you don't want to have to be defensive anymore. You don't want to have to explain yourself. You don't want to have to be on guard. And then twice I got this really intense, like, chill over my body. And I told another sign, I don't know who it was, like Taurus or Gemini, I think. There was this feeling of, like, getting ice cold water poured over you. This is not as much. This feels like dealing with a cold front, like cold energy coming literally at you. Okay. And we do have the 9, no other cards want to come out. It's crazy. We do have the 9 of Wands here, clarified by the 9 of Cups. So Scorpio, this month, you're really, I think, having a hard time embracing, everything that you've always wanted. I think that you realize that what we want and what we crave on a soul level is outside our comfort zone. So just because it's something that fits us and is designed for us and is amazing and everything that we've been dreaming and hoping for who knows how long, does not mean that accepting it and letting it in is not going to be scary. And I think it's like a little bit of a too good to be true scenario. Okay? Yeah. Then we have the King of Wands with the Knight of Wands. So, and then I have the Hermit card. Okay. So this could be related to a Virgo or related to all the time that you've spent alone, because this is also a 9. So we have 3 9s here. Okay. Now, there may be a King of Wands that comes in and out of your life and does, what he wants to do, or this person obviously could be a woman as well, or you may really have been embodying King of Wands energy, or you have been embodying Knight of Wands energy when it comes to King of Wands or King of Wands matters. So let's say you spent a lot of time alone contemplating where it is that you want to take your life next. And opportunity knocks on your door to say, hey, I'm going to give you everything that you ever asked for. And Scorpio says, well, what's the price? Oh, you have to let people in to your life, into your heart, into your being. And you're like, well, that's a high price. You know, it's like being wary that you're not seeing the fine print. Okay. The King of Wands as a persona is someone who is very driven and at times is only worried about themselves. So you may have decided that you're going to embody this energy because you're sick and tired of people coming and going as they please, or you at least perceive that people do that. Okay, because what we experience isn't always, you know, both sides of the story, and that's something that a lot of us don't want to admit, but that's just the truth. So you may come and go out of someone's life because you feel like, you know, it's their way or the highway. And Lord knows, Scorpio, we love control. And you're like, this is why I spend time alone. This is why I just do my own thing, because people don't listen to me. This could also be about a creative endeavor. And you're just now graduating from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. And you're ready to be an entrepreneur. You're ready to take control of your life. And it's going to require you to take action. That I can tell you for certain. It is going to require you to take action. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Swords over here. Don't be deceived by I want to say practicality. Again, this is the Queen of Pentacles. So there's an earth energy here. Again, especially Virgo being highlighted, whether you have Virgo dominance in your chart or this is about another person. Don't be deceived by what doing everything by yourself can provide. Yeah. Because there's this resistance. There's this resistance to accept things that are coming into you because you don't want to deal with deception. And it just feels a lot safer to do everything on your own, right? Because when you do everything on your own, you're only worried about your own happiness, okay? So there is this level here, especially as it relates to a job. Okay, maybe you got a new job and, you know, even though you have coworkers, like you're very much isolated. This can play out a lot of different ways, and we're going to get into the spread and find out. All right, Scorpio. All right, so this reading is pretty fascinating, I'm going to be honest with you. It's funny because Jupiter goes into retrograde this month, which is, of course, not a bad thing. However, the energy of Jupiter is being internalized versus externalized. So if you're looking for growth in the external world, it's not that it's not possible, but it needs to be done internally before it can be seen externally. So it's weird because what Spirit is asking you to release is something that obviously is like really positive and like everyone wants it. And it's not because you can't have it. It's just because it's not time right now. And it's kind of like until we are our own safe place, until we truly focus on loving our own life and loving ourselves and asking ourselves why we have the expectations we do of people outside of ourselves. You know, because sometimes we expect things of others, not even because we actually want them to perform that way. We're just afraid that if they perform another way, that like something will happen to us, or it'll infringe upon our emotions, or it'll infringe upon our well-being. Okay, and I will tell you, based on what I've been downloading and based on what other readings have said, you know, for all the signs this month, because I only have 3 left after you guys, there really is a huge focus this month on past life trauma, collective trauma, things that we've carried for a really long time, coming into a new state of self-acceptance. And for some signs, Temperance and the Hierophant have been coming up as well, where we really need to ask ourselves where our values lie And are they even, are these values and morals practical for today's world? Because the overall energy is the strength. Okay, so we do have that Leo energy or, you know, fire sign energy coming through again. But I do think it's really all about you. And not that you're not strong to begin with, Scorpio, but you're coming into a new level of strength. You're coming into the kind of strength that you're learning how to soothe yourself without needing anyone else to meet certain conditions. Right? Because the strength does show two figures, right? The lion and the woman. And the strength can talk about, you know, sexual desires, and it can talk about, you know, resiliency. But ultimately, it's also about anger and where we try to exercise control over the outside world. Because you do have the infinity symbol twice here. So it's time to connect to infinite truths. Okay? It's time to really step away from subjectivity and saying, I need XYZ so that I can feel XYZ, especially as it relates to other people. This is a test of how much work have you done to truly grant your own stability, your own happiness, and are you willing to kind of like grind out? And it's not because what is coming for you isn't auspicious and beautiful. Like this energy is not quite as amazing as Cancer's, but it is one of the. This is definitely top 3 best reading I've done this month. There's a lot of positive cards here, but what you're being asked to release this month is the 4 of Wands with the rune Love and the Sun with the rune Journey. Now, some of you may have just been waiting for, you know, your partner to put a label on it, or, you know, waiting to get proposed to, waiting to like set a date. You know, there's some type of new establishment in love that you've been expecting. And now, if you're completely single, this is the same thing. You've been waiting for something to get established in love. Right? At least on a vibrational level with the 4 of Wands. Though this can talk about actually like acting on a connection. Now with the Sun in Journey, it's not that this will never be a part of your journey. You just need to know that love can exist in you and your world without this very specific journey unfolding. And I don't see this specific journey unfolding until you really accept that you are your own home, that you are your partner first, that the happiness in the bliss and the carefree, you know, riding off into the sunset type of energy, that pride. I'm also feeling a pride energy, being proud of yourself. Yes, it's nice to be validated from other people and to hear things from the outside, but you have to celebrate you. You have to celebrate love as part of your journey without other people initiating it. Okay, because this feels like needing romantic love or some type of, it's like you want something. It's like, okay, well, my life's not complete if I don't have external love from my family, if I'm not getting, you know, if I'm not getting a new apartment, if I'm not getting moving in with my partner, if I'm not going out on dates. Yeah, yep. Because look, we have the 10 of Swords and we have oppression. So, which is the devil in this deck. So, it's not like love is dying, you know? I mean, look at the rest of the cards. They're very positive. It's not like if you had a happy home, it's all over. That's just not your focus right now because you need to surrender to your fears. Why is it that you're afraid to celebrate yourself on your own? Why is it that you're afraid that if you continue on this journey and you start to gain success and you really focus on you, that suddenly love will dwindle, or you're not going to be marryable anymore, or, you know, no one wants a single mother, or no one wants someone that, you know, has been a bachelor or bachelorette into their 50s. Like, it's all that kind of stuff. Okay, this can play out in many different ways, but please know that an external Romantic love story does not validate the love that flows through your life and your being on a daily basis. You have to validate that. Okay? And this is not talking about grin and bear it, like, oh, I'm so strong, like, I don't need anybody. That's not what I'm saying. But what you don't need is other people to tell you that you're loved to be loved. And I know that's hard for a lot of us. Just now's not the time to focus on relationships. It's not that established relationships are going to go anywhere, or people that are, you're dating that you're really into and you have a good vibe with are going to disappear. But there's this releasing of needing a certain level of establishment or label or, claiming, right? This is about control. Do you need to feel like, do you need to be claimed by your partner or have a title, a Mrs. or a Mr. or like change the last name, like all that kind of stuff? Do you need that to feel whole? And if you do, it's time to unpack that belief. Would you feel as successful as you did at your age if you had a partner, or if you were married, or if you had children by now? It's that kind of thing. Okay, it's societal status markers that you're really unpacking this month. The door that's not open for you that was once closed, we have the Ten of Pentacles with the rune fertility, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So your eye and your attention really needs to be on the money, on the coin, on the workplace, okay, on building something that's real. Because not that the Four of Wands type energy isn't nice, right? Oh, let's celebrate our relationship. Oh, let's get, let's go out in town, whatever. But practical matters are at the forefront right now. Because as I've said in a couple other readings, and I think I said it in my eclipse report, our understanding of on a collective level is shifting. We used to have to get married to literally like be safe and like have some sort of status or dowry, right? As women especially. And that didn't end too long ago. I mean, dowry is still a thing in India. Okay. There's a lot of old beliefs that we have ingrained in our DNA around marriage and around relationships. Also, we used to just marry for bloodline and status and all those kind of things. Marrying for love is very new. Okay, very, very new. And that's why a lot of times the people that we really love, or the people that, we actually could see ourselves spending our life with, for some reason or another, it doesn't seem like those things usually fit into traditional standards. That person, maybe has poor credit, so marrying them would be like, a hit to both of you, or you're, in your 30s or your 40s, but you guys are just starting a new career, so it's like we're not really established. And that's why the abundance of energy is focused on creating a savings, creating a comfort zone within the physical realm that is your own. Okay? First, it's your own. Once you create it for yourself, once you're 100% secure in what you have to offer, who you are, this is about routine as well, right? Some of you may have gotten a new job or are taking on new responsibilities at work, where you're just having to start from scratch about how you approach your day-to-day life, how you approach your finances, how you approach your expenses, okay? And that is what's going to feed into the family, the family dynamic. This could be, a pre-established family or one that you're hoping to build, okay? But with the fertility rune here, that energy is here. Okay? So don't think that you're losing all of this. It's just not focused on the fluff and the love and the dates and all that kind of stuff right now. The energy is focused on what is real. And it's interesting because we are in Pisces season, which is really not about practical matters so much. But I think that's why Spirit is having you not really focus on a partner or not really focus on dating or external energies, because there's money to get. And there's security that you're craving through an external avenue, or rather external person or a relationship that you can provide for yourself to set the stage for this Ten of Pentacles, right? To blossom into infinity. Because two people need to come together whole. Again, People don't get married anymore. I mean, they could if they want to, but technically this new paradigm of marriage we're stepping into is not for financial gain or, you know, blending social security numbers. It's for two whole, complete, established people that could live on their own, come together and say, you know what, you're my favorite person, so let's do this thing together. It's cheaper to split rent. Okay, this is about practicality, right? And you proving to yourself that you're strong regardless. And that not only are you strong, but you have patience. Okay, there's a huge focus here on patience. And I know, Scorpio, I know. We want things on our time. And we feel like something is wrong if that love relationship is not getting labeled on our time or is not getting, you know, advanced on our time. It's like, well, what am I even doing here? Is this all wasting my time? It's not. You're laying bricks. Okay, castles are not built in a day. Straw huts are, but we know what happened with the Three Little Pigs, you know? They blew that down, okay? Takes longer to build something that can withstand decades. Because this is also about your own financial wealth, okay? I have a couple extra runes in this section. Your current energy as it relates to everything happening this month. In your head, we have the Ace of Cups with the rune Disruption. In your heart, the Eight of Pentacles. In your foundation, both the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. On the Seven of Swords, we have Wisdom. And on the Eight of Cups, you have Protection. This energy is fascinating, and I'm going to get there in a second. Going to the heart space at first. Obviously, we have the Eight of Pentacles here in the heart. Two things. Again, you are working on love. You're working on self-love. Because I think that you've learned something has happened where you learn that you can't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to other people providing you love and other people ushering in that lovely energy into your life. You have to be your own flow, right? When we connect to our higher self, no one can disturb our flow of love that comes into our life, our flow of creativity, our divine essence, okay? Again, this could be you start working on a creative project or you undertake a new creative endeavor that really, you know, matches your heart and it's kind of disrupted your ability to think clearly on what it is that you even want. That's another thing. Going back to the values and the morals and what am I really working for? There's a shift on how you understand love. There's a shift on how you stand love as an energetic form, okay? And that's disrupting your old thought process, okay? Which brings me to, again, Eight of Pentacles. I think that you're focused on yourself. You're focused on loving yourself. You're focused on work, which is a form of self-love. It's not like you're being a workaholic. I don't really see it like that. But you understand it's like under construction. I think that's going to be your tagline. Under construction. Okay, not that you ever need to be perfect, Scorpio. You're always worthy, but there's something that you're going through right now that is very personal and focused. Okay, to the foundation, Seven of Swords with Wisdom. I really see this as you plucking false beliefs out of your cellular body, out of your mental body, out of your emotional body. Okay, some of you may have also left a scenario based on something that wasn't even true. And you're getting a whole new look at what it is that, you know, like we're like, wow, that's not love. Like I identified this as love, but it was, you know, I was deceiving myself because I really feel like this card is self-deception. Okay, because yes, you're moving away from a deceptive time. Right, you have previously have invested in a deceptive form of wisdom, but I think it's not deceptive because someone was lying to you because, you know, your radar be on it all the time and you know when somebody's lying. So if you decide to turn a blind eye, it's absolutely self-deception. But what's interesting is you have the protection rune on the Eight of Cups. So you're realizing now that there's like so many sentences that want to form together. I apologize. It's like you can't protect yourself from everything to the point that you leave situations preemptively without actual deception. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to protect myself. I'm not letting anybody play me for a fool. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Okay? Then, and what may have made you do that is because in the past you did ignore your intuition, okay? And you didn't protect yourself, and you didn't get out of Dodge. So you stayed, and that created a false premise. Because I am going to get some extra clarity, but I do feel like the Seven of Swords with wisdom is saying true wisdom comes from the heart and comes from the, you know, and the soul. It comes from our higher self. It does not come from cherry-picked beliefs that we've picked up over lifetimes that run an unconscious program in our being. And we can't protect ourselves by always walking away. Okay, because we can't run from everything. Okay? But we can walk away from things that we know are leaking our energy. Okay, that's another thing. You may have realized that your formula of love or your way of expressing love, none of it was cycling back into you. It was all going outside, and you were seeking, again, outside validation to prove that love was alive in your life, and that's a false belief. Dropping stuff? No. Yep, we have the Lovers. What else we got, Spirit? What else we got on this Eight of Cups? More clarity on the Eight of Cups. Yeah. And then we have the High Priestess. So, and the Six of Wands. See, this is not about the end of a relationship for most of you, if you're in a relationship. And this is also not the death of love or the death of marriage or the death of any potential of anything that you've ever wanted, okay? This is just a redirection of your beliefs and a resurrection of your true essence, okay? With the Lovers here, you may have gone down a false path before or chosen a direction for yourself that was just not ideal, right? So you've come into a new level of wisdom where you see now how you've been deceived. You see now how you've deceived yourself, and you're ready to choose a direction and a path for you that is going to take you to a higher level of understanding of what love really is. Because until we create divine unity within our own being, we're never ever going to find it in another person. Everyone is going to fall short. Everyone is going to not meet our expectations. Everyone is going to be, you know, a loser and a liar. You know what I mean? We have to keep it a buck with ourselves. Okay? And with the Knight of Cups here, this is saying that you can't protect yourself by constantly leaving situations, okay? The ultimate protection that you're looking for is self-love, Knight of Cups. Take that journey with your heart on your sleeve. You will not be disappointed, okay? High Priestess, this is information that is coming in from your psyche. This is information that you have felt, right? And you might have to see it in your dreams. You might have to really work to perceive it. Outside people are not going to give you this initiation. They may have brought you to the point of reflection, but like this is not transpiring externally. And I've been telling a lot of signs that it's extremely internal work this month. But with the Six of Wands here, people will see, you know, you will be seen for these choices that you're making. And if this is about career, okay, and you had to leave behind one job that was totally draining and you spent a lot of time doing, and now you're walking, you know, you're walking into a new position or a new career avenue or whatever, know that none of the time that you spent doing that other career was wasted. There will always be elements of that was essential to your path, okay? Always. Because the Lovers for me is always about a crossroads and an ascension, right? Going to a higher octave. In the new work that you don't have to protect yourself from this new work that you're doing that is very heart-centered, you know, just all that old stuff is gone. But you have to acknowledge it and, again, focus on not even perfecting, mastering what love from your own frequency feels like. Okay? I'm sorry if I just preached on you for a second. I got hype because this is not energy that you see very often. Like this card combination is coming through with a very specific message, and you're going to have to apply it to your own scenarios, you know, any type of way. But we can believe things that aren't true. The brain, it's been proven that the brain cannot decipher between what is real and what is a lie and what is fake. That means that we truly do craft our thoughts every single day. And if you don't think that we come into these bodies with old DNA programs, never mind the programs that we get put on us in this matrix, you're playing yourself. And I say that not because you should believe what I believe, but because you will be fascinated by the amount of false premises that you use to protect yourself from actually facing the true essence and pure acceptance of divine love in your life that has to come from your own infinite well before it can ever be seen outside of you. Spirit's advice is the Hierophant, damn it, with the rune Strength, clarified by the Temperance. Again, what you're going through right now will strengthen your commitments. It will strengthen your bonds. If this is a new job, if this is a new position of authority, if this is a new position in the community where people can see your beliefs and you're having to live your beliefs, right? And even if this is love, right? You're strengthening your understanding of what it means to bond yourself with an idea, with a person, with a vibration, with an emotion, okay? And you're understanding now that to truly walk the path to take the throne, right? To truly be an authority, we have to be willing to heal ourselves constantly, okay? We're constantly in a state of healing. Not because we're always broken or because we're always sick, but because nothing happens overnight, and wake-up calls and evolution is cyclical or spiral-based. It's just an ongoing flow. So when you come into that Holy Trinity, mind, body, spirit alignment, you will need to be patient with yourself. You need to get a foot on land. It has to be all of it, all the time. Right now, it's approaching love from a more practical manner, but also excavating internal beliefs around what that even means. Be patient with yourself as you learn how to commit to things with a new level of strength that is mostly internal. This is really about just not seeking external validation for your love, even if it is from your partner. I've been reading Mastery of Love from, Don Miguel Ruiz, which I'm sure a ton of you have read. What I love about the book so much is that even though I'm just reading it for the first time, it's saying a lot of things that I've already been taught from other spiritual teachers or premises, but that's the beauty of the spiritual path. You can keep coming back to the same message. Literally, it could be literally the same message or the same essence of the message, and learn something new every time because we're not always ready to have it register. Just because we know something intellectually does not mean that we embody it and we live that premise and that we live that belief. And just because we can talk about, oh, love is freedom, or you deserve this kind of love, or you deserve that, does not mean we even grant that to other people. Okay, so this is a new stage of embodiment. First, you must excavate false beliefs, and then you're going to be able to implant this new level of strength in your own spiritual doctrine. So this is about also blending what society says love, relationship, and status is all about with your own personal set of beliefs. Okay? Woo! The outcome, I almost said Pisces, Scorpio, is the Queen of Cups with the Magician. In the rune we have on the Magician is home. I love this. You are going to get the lesson, okay? You are going to get it, Scorpio, because we have you, Queen of Cups, sitting here who took the time to get into her feelings because she knew it would be worth it, okay? But again, in a reflective manner. She's not talking to anybody. She's not asking people what she should do. She's not projecting her emotions out there and drowning. The Magician is saying, again, with the infinity symbol, I understand that I'm infinitely connected to Source, and any single answer or validation or sense of belonging and knowing and belief system that I need to observe and potentially shift is always available to me in my own being. Also, I am my own home. I am my home frequency. My power always comes from myself. And if I'm not secure in my own body, if I'm not secure in my own emotions, if I'm not secure in my own auric field, in my own space, how can anyone ever come in and build a home with me? How can I ever feel at home with anybody else if I don't feel at home in my own space? Okay? You are coming into a new sense of empowerment that you have not previously had, because this is very much internal and not at all external. Because even though Scorpio means well, again, we seek outside of ourselves for people to change or show us that they're worthy of us or they need to meet our expectations. And you're learning now that if you truly want to be a shapeshifter, if you truly want to claim everything and really flex your magic, then that comes from knowing your own personal power and respecting it and loving it, okay? So this is a whole new journey of self-love that you've never taken before, Scorpio. I take a deep breath and allow myself to relax. My whole body calms down. It does not matter what other people say or do. What matters is how I choose to react and what I choose to believe about myself. So remember, not everything people do or don't do is a direct reflection of what your worth is. What it is a reflection, though, of is what we ask of other people and why. Okay? Scorpio, you know I love y'all. This is triggering for me, too. Talk to you soon. Peace.